I need to plug my phone in. What time is it? 3:49, so I got about an hour. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heyoke empath. I just like having these little talks and the way I feel about things. It's been a rough couple of days. Energetically, I've had a rough couple of days today. But see, when I know what to do to keep from feeling crappy, right? Sometimes I have a difficulty mustering up the incentive to like want to bother, right? Because I live in a weird place, man. This place is weird, man. This place is like on a timeline all by itself, and it's a timeline that I've never been on. And I can say that because this is the first place I've ever lived in 49 years where there was no train. No trains. So I still have the imprint in me of trains, whistles, and schedules in Oregon, right? Mr. Iskey lives next to train tracks at Iskey Farm. Right? There's trains. It's a very crucial part of infrastructure, of moving products from one part of the country to the other. There should, by now it's 2023, there should be more routes all over the United States, but these men that paid themselves to do all of this work didn't do the work. Yeah, and we're going to really start feeling the effects of a whole lot of people that haven't done work. I feel like everybody should do their fair share. Everybody should know what it feels like to work like painstaking, back-breaking, when you're young, hard work. Sweat, gross, dirty, stinky, nasty, swamp-ass hard work. For at least a year. If every human being did that, things would be so much different. People don't want to do the work, and now they've created all of these gadgetry, these pageantry, these bells and these whistles for people to look at and invest in that doesn't substantiate to anything. It doesn't amount to a hill of beans. You turn the power off or you can't charge your device, you can't get to the thing that they're pushing. So it's really obsolete as far as, the hierarchical needs, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, air, shelter, people got way off the track with all these reindeer games. Infrastructure's dissolving. It's taken years to do projects that it should take 6 months. The world is just evolving and changing. It's like a pile of crap rolling down, and one day it's going to hit bottom and it's going to explode, and then we'll get to rebuild from there, and that's what I'm excited about. So I'm making motions to move towards that world, and there's a lady here I made friends with. Her name's Allie. She has a restaurant. She has a restaurant and a food cart. And this woman, I wonder, she's right on the cusp of Scorpio Libra. And I'm like, damn, because like my moon's Scorpio. And she has somebody vandalized her food cart. She had a food cart about 6-7 miles from me. And somebody broke out all the windows. She went to move it today and then discovered on the other side that somebody slashed the tires on the trailer. So that's just more bullshit of how, okay, let's get a jack. All right, let's jack it up. All right, undo the freaking lug nuts. Take it off. Take it to the freaking tire. It's just more bullshit because people suck. And yet, there's this, like, the bubble people. there's the bubble people that are going around, oh, love and light. If it's negative, I'm just going to ignore it. If it's negative, you need to address that shit. See if you can help turn a negative into a positive, right? That's what got me out, is I was feeling crappy. So I went out. I said, listen, I'm here to help. Whatever I can do to help. So she gave me a task. She gave me a task, a measurable task. And that is, I went last night, and I got all, so I looked at what I needed. And then John at Ace, across from Smith's, downtown, like Taos has it downtown, fucking A. In the busy part, at the north end, and he helped me. I got mad. I got annoyed at the guy, the first guy. Because, see, this is what my trouble, my personality defects with the whole world is based on what I'm about to talk about right now. And that is, if you're going to do something, do it for every single person, regardless if they're your cousin or not. And do it every single time, regardless of whatever system. Consistency, okay? People have none, and it, woo! Okay? So, if people, okay, so the last time I was in there, what did I get? I bought something that was behind a lock. And I went, and I found somebody, I said, you got a key for the locks on the, I needed this. And the person came over, they unlocked it, and gave me the item. And I went on my way. All right, cool, thank you, right? Today, and the hose that I got was a $23 hose, okay? I went up to this guy, I said, you got a key? He's like, yeah. I think he's the guy that helped me measure a chain before. And, so he's like, worked in conjunction, maybe not, I don't know. Little brown dudes always get fucking attitudes with me, so I just fucking give it back to him. Just get the fuck away from me then, you know? So I didn't do that to him, though. I was dismissive. So this guy, he comes over with this key, he takes it, unlocks it, and I was like, all right, because now I need it to go with look at the other fittings. He said, no, I need to take it to the register for ISIC. I said, don't question my integrity. I said, I ain't stole nothing since I was 2 years old, and I had to give it back, and I learned my lesson, so I don't steal things. I get we live in Taos, and we're surrounded by a bunch of scumbags and shit, but I work real hard to set myself apart from them. And that wasn't the practice and the procedure last time. So this must be a new policy. Did you make it just for me? This is the shit that I'm like, you little fucker. If we weren't in here right now, this conversation would be a lot fucking different. But I need something, so I gotta be fucking chill with you right now, so I can get what I need. You little progressing Peter. You little Peter. So many of those. Sorry for ya. There's enhancement drugs, though. Anyway. So, I'm like mad. I said, so here, take it. Go ahead. Go. Take it up. Be gone. How come you're not at the register yet? Yeah, I was very dismissed. I'm fucking so sick of fucking inferior little bitch males. Because, see, dudes that are balanced in their masculine and feminine, they're just, hey, what can I do to help ya? You know? But no, it's like, oh God, there's a lesbian. She looks like she lifts weights. She's tan. Oh my God. She probably knows how to please a woman more than I do. So I'm going to be a dick to her because I fucking have one. And that's how fucking male mentalities work. I've had to deal with this shit my whole fucking life. They emasculate themselves. I just pat them on the little tush and help them along is all. So then John, the manager, comes over. He's a nice man, older man. I think he owns the joint, as a matter of fact. And he's worked with, and so I'm talking with him, and I was disassociated. Now I'm coming back down, and I'm in a right frequency, and so we go on, and I learned something from John, and I proceeded to get the parts that I believe I need to make the puzzle work for the ice machine, so they can have ice with their drinks at Allie's cart. So it's cool. She has all these projects. Maybe she'll get to help. We had the measuring tape out there because she wants to put this shed in this space. And then, she had these guys come out and look at it, and they're like, no, we can't do that. Nope, just because they don't want to. And I'm like, you just have to come from this way, but you got to move that trailer, fill this hole. There's steps that you have to do. It can be done. And so, if she's going to let me do, like, these little measurable projects, I'd be glad to help orchestrate it and coordinate it, because I'm meeting people. And if it's not stuff I can do for myself, then it's stuff I'd be glad, So, anyway, I have things to do. Huh, Mom? Not that I don't, but it's just like, outside of my normal routine, it feels good. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to run into town now, and then, because I forgot something to put, I'll just bring that box. I'll bring that box. And then I'll get, I got ideas. I already got a solution for it, I think. Anyway. So I loved working and using my brain again. You know it? I really do. And then, see, because, like, this place is so weird. I was like, do they have people that go, and shit's cool. She's, I love food. When we were hanging out yesterday, she was doing food prep while I was looking at stuff. It's so funny. I was telling her, I said, you ever watch The Good Doctor? She's like, no. I doubt she's from New Zealand. I doubt the woman ever watches TV. I always do. I make references to shows a lot. Because I'm like The Good Doctor, I said, so I do what he does. So I'm like doing this, and I'm like picturing this and this and this, and kind of zone out. It was funny, one of the characters on the show one time, he's like, come on, do that thing where you zone out. Come on, do that thing that you do. So I'm going to show her my lighter trip yesterday. My lighter trick. I told her about it. I didn't have a lighter, and she was like, no way. I'm like, yeah, I got the ability of telekinesis. I get it from Mom. And then, so I dropped the parts. After I left there, I dropped the parts off. I was thinking, because she said she was going to be there around 8. The thing of it is like, it's so, don't tell me in Taos times to be anywhere. Tell me you're there. You know it? Say, okay, I'm here now, and I'll show up. Too much stuff, man, happens. I don't want to get no resentments. I don't want to get mad at nobody. So just let me know when you're there, and I'll come meet you there. And so I came back. It was a little after 9, I think. It was around 9 o'clock this morning. And I was like, wow, H took longer than I thought. So I stopped by the restaurant, and they had employees there already, and they had no interest and I had no interest of impeding anybody's progress. Because that's what I think. I'm like, if anybody's there, when I'm trying to do my job, you're in the way. That's all I can think of. Like, why does this person think that now I'm getting ready to do my job for the day, that now is a good time to do this? All that stuff can be done after hours, So I don't mind, but I didn't realize, like, how, I don't know what their routine is. I've worked at places where I got there at 8 o'clock in the morning, and the place didn't open until 11, but I was doing food prep the whole time. So I was cutting vegetables and slicing, all that stuff, cleaning, all that stuff. So I don't know. Anyway, so we'll see. It's just, it's nice to... Oh, that's what I started to say. She was on that show with that Jamie Farrar dude. Or is that his last name? Is that his name even? No. Is it? I don't know, that blonde-haired dude on the cooking show. I used to watch, I did all that stuff. Like, in the 90s, I loved Emerald Lagasse, you know? And then, like, there were other ones, and then there was a big eruption where there was just so many different chefs. When I was a little girl, I in my mind, I was pretending. The actuality was I was actually cooking and doing things like making pancakes at 2 and 3 years old. Because kids have a lot more capability than adults let them. They want to, like, dumb them down to make them subservient. They don't want them to pass them up in intelligence, and they have. As far as being accountable and open, they far surpass majority adults. So, what was I saying? George Michael made my train of thought a derail. So when I was a little girl, I'd go down into the kitchen when I was at Grandma's house, because Grandma always had, like, these really extravagant houses. Even in today's terms, the houses that she lived in were very like several levels that went this way and this way. A lot of stairs. You know, as she got older, there was less levels. But there's always, like, banquet rooms where she had these really fancy, like, buffets and stuff. I'm like, what, you know, when does she have dinner parties and who is she meeting with and stuff like that? Later I found out she used to have dinner with, like, Leon Panetta, just bullshit. But she was a real estate agent. She was connected. She was, the one up there, you want water? Good boy. She, if you got a house in I mean, what, she sold real estate for 42 years in Tascadero. Yeah, I think the building's still there. My brother said he was going down there sometime to go see it's so ridiculous when he says Army buddy. Dude, you've been in the Guard since 1989, you know? Like, you were part of the system, man, that benefited, and you ain't even helped me. So shut up, Army buddy. Fuck you, you know? That's where I'm at in my life. Give her that bullshit. Tell me stories. Why do people do that? They love to tell me stories about how they help other people, yet say things to me like, I'm gonna help you by not helping you. What the fuck is that even? I'm trying to not be homeless with Mom, bitch. You need to get over your shit when we were kids, man. This ain't the time to hang that, you know, and he didn't. He hung us out to dry. And my adrenal glands are just now finally starting to unwind from finding semi-permanent housing. But how permanent is it when I don't own it, you know? When it's not mine. I'm at the mercy, so. But I used to go downstairs and cook and get all the eggs out, get the mixing bowl out, and the mixer, the hand beater, and put it, you know, measure it. Because when Grandma was there, I'd be like, let me do it. And I do it 2-3 times. It's in me. I know how to do it. And then I want to do it every time. And then I'm looking at better ways and things to add to make it better. And that's who I am. So last time I did that, Grandma woke up and smelled pancakes. And then when like raced, with her robe, zipping up her robe, not even, coming down the stairs, like, what are you doing? A 3-year-old making pancakes. I got this. Give me some of that sausage. I'll break it up to little pieces and put that in too. You know what? She was mean to me though. People never saw it. People never read. They just thought she was the little Edith W. Hessig, just the sweetest, dearest old woman. She was not nice to me. And she would do things like the night before, because they took me away from my mother. And the night before, and my mom lived in Morro Bay, which was 26 miles from Atascadero. So she had to drive from Morro Bay to Atascadero to pick my brother up, to take him to school in Morro Bay, and then take him home at the end of, because they all had the lawyers, and grandma was in, she knew all the lawyers. They had mom committed in Atascadero State Mental Hospital. I mean, the level of injustice, like as a lawyer, if I presented a piece of paper with all of this shit that somebody did to somebody else, and he read that in an objective way, as a lawyer, he got, how long has he been a lawyer now? 13 years? Just writing letters, law, doing the grunt work. He should have more sympathy for mom based on that, from the hell that they put her through. See, he don't think like that. He's not a grown-up. He's a part of the program. And he was a programmer. Me and programmers, man, we don't think the same. Nope. I'm to help interpret to the end user how your shit works, because it's not what they think it is, and whatever. So, and now there's so much less because of the whole IA stuff. So, the whole intelligence artificial, all of that stuff. So, I mean, I don't know. A lot of them are creepy anyway. Ugh. I've had to work around a lot of dudes, and these guys, I mean, I memorize how these guys are. And they're the same guys that go home and they act like they love their wives, and I'm like, dude, if these wives knew, or husbands, or whatever, if these spouses, if these partners really knew, like, listen to how their loved ones talked and thought when they were, like, because people, what people see here is how I am in the real world. Huh, Ma? Yeah? Pretty accurate? I get really ticked off sometimes. Mostly I don't. Mostly things are cool. I went to a new nursery today. I went to 2 nurseries today. I went and changed the oil in the minivan. After I couldn't put the parts on the ice machine, I was like, well, that's what I planned on doing. Everything's taken care of home. I might as well just take this next time and do a couple more things. So I took the opportunity, and then I had a $50 credit at one place, but you had to get up to 50 and then go over. So I was like, I ended up having it for $450 worth of merchandise. I spent $2, so that was cool. And then I went to another nursery. Benny, you good boy, Benny. Benny's not where he wants to be, Margie. Why are you sitting by Retta? That's weird. Then I went to another nursery and I found tomato stands, which I think I might get 8 more for my Mary Jane plants. I transplanted one. I hope it's going to be okay. He's all saggy. And he was like my strongest one. He was outside. So I almost feel bad. But he was going to get stolen if I leave him outside. So he's kind of in a triage area. He's in where he's not in direct sun. I think he'll perk up. I'll give him a couple days. But yeah, he's like, I almost want to run out right now and move him into the sunlight. I'm gonna. I hope he'll be okay. Oh, what have I done? The turmoil. So, this is for the Earth Angel. I looked up, okay, so from my interpretation of your text message, you got two mirrors. You got two magnifying mirrors. Two-sided mirrors. Okay, so like those old makeup mirrors that flip over, where there's like regular and then the magnified side, put on makeup, right? One is for Lily and the other is for me in makeup. I recently noticed with mine, the magnified side has like tripled in magnification. How the fuck does that happen? And now I just noticed that Lily's mirror has done the same thing. Her little head filled the entire mirror. I bet she freaked out. That's hilarious. I don't think it's anything to be alarmed about. I don't get any feeling of ill will. I feel like physics are changing. I look at mirrors as like timelines. When I was also a little girl, Grandma always had these really big, grand master bathrooms where there's mirrors all over the place, everywhere. Like the whole walls were in like sliding glass. Very elaborate furnishings for the 80s and Sagittarius, but Mom was Sagittarius. See, that's why Grandma that's why you gotta be good to people. She was so, it came back to her. Every mean thing that she ever did to you, Mom, it came back to her. She did not die a peaceful death. She did not. At the end, she was tormented. That's what people don't get, is like you can't give anybody reason to make you have to look over your shoulder. But at the same time still being cautious, because people they're getting crazy. It's like whenever, if I ever am approached and somebody is hostile, first thing I'm going to do is like, dude, I don't know what timeline you're on. I don't know what experience you're having. I am not having the same experience that you're having. I am not feeling hostile towards you. If you are feeling hostile towards me, we need to just part ways and go on. I will leave. I don't know who you think I am. But there is no reason for anybody to be upset. Good day. So, I mean, there's all kinds of ways to de-escalate situations. They just don't put me in the training rooms. Let me train these people. Let me train these people. I did watch a video though. Those guys were good. Those little. I wish they did not let freaking New Mexico State Police dress like little Nazis. They need to change the uniform because that shit is just a smack in the face. What the hell's what the hell? Come on, you're in New Mexico and you look like little Nazis. Get it together. It's like it's ridiculous. It is so absurd. So I watched a video of a scumbag. 41-year-old dude had a 12-year-old girl in the front seat of his pickup and then had 5 in the back, 5 kids, young kids. Sicko perv. They're everywhere. Driving around wasted and listening to those state troopers. I freaking commend them for how they handled that situation. Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna start doing. You know, I talk about a lot of the fluff. I'm gonna start incorporating more of the kudos to udos, because you know, I mean they got cameras now and stuff, so they did a good job. And that scumbag, like got that girl pregnant and stuff. I mean, it's just like, dude. The whole world needs to know this stuff, it exists, so that's the only way it's going to stop. So all these people living in your little, it's love and light bubble, it needs to hurry up and pop, because there's a lot of people that need places to crash and stay that are running away from these sicko perverts. Okay? Okay? It's not always just about us. It's about what we have and what we can do to help others. I may not have a lot of money, but man, the knowledge I have, that I have collected, that's what I do, is I use what I know, and I know the right questions to ask, so if I can't figure it out, there's somebody there to help me, like John today, and he was more than glad to, and he helped me, and we got all the pieces, and it all worked out. But that's the state, you know, it's like, it's so fun. People, I guess, I don't know what people's expectations are, because when I have situations with people, I'm trying to deal with the vibrational frequency. I'm not thinking of them as like a man, a woman. I'm like, I got a task. I got to accomplish. What do I need to do? And then when people like get in my way from that, or question my integrity, that's even worse, man. Oh my gosh, people without integrity question people's integrity. So you're just telling me you're a shitball. Thanks. You'll never get any of my fucking cookies. I'm gonna tell the lady too. I said, don't give none to that guy. He don't get none, ever. Tell him how rad they are too. He would have been cool, but he wasn't. So. Anyway, they're putting in, I found out what they're putting in place of the spot. Allison told me, I asked her, I said, you know what they're making? They're putting in tacos and tequila, because there's not enough drunks on the road in Taos. Dear Lord, I was talking to Mr. Iski the other night. I said, Mr. Iski, I have never lived, I don't know if I've ever lived in a place where I was surrounded by so many just drunks. All day, every day, wasted. Glassy-eyed. I got glassy-eyed too. Mine are cookies though. And plus it's spring and there's frickin'... I'm glad I don't have allergies where like I'm always itching as I look over and Mom's rubbing her eyes. Are you getting hungry, Ma? I got the rife frequencies going for Artie. I got his own rife playlist going for liver enlargement, liver support, liver cirrhosis, liver disease. It's 2 hours, and then I played a couple times. This is my life frequencies, my professional. So I can infuse, if people want a special order butter, and they have like ailments specific, you know, I can put these frequencies, these healing frequencies into my can of butter, or even just regular butter. It doesn't have to be can of butter, it can just be regular butter, and then it just healing frequencies into the butter, and then make cookies with that, or granola bars, or whatever. So things are starting to happen. Things are starting to happen. I'm kind of excited about stuff. I'm cautiously optimistic is what I say. So I'm going to get Mom something to eat, and then I'm going to get going. So I got to get this uploaded and set it as a premiere. This is not a live. It tries to be crazy when people show up at premieres and they're like, oh my god, I made it for it live. I'm like, you really didn't. You really didn't. So, that's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.